In an unprecedented breach of the most sacred decorum governing fashion's highest royal court, Meghan Markle was forcibly ejected from the 2024 Met Gala after causing a series of shocking, attention-grabbing scandals, all seemingly calculated to upstage her more celebrated fellow guests on the biggest night of the year. The former Duchess of Sussex's stunning fall from grace played out in excruciating real time before the eyes of every A-list star and influential tastemaker in attendance at the annual $35,000 per ticket fundraiser fete. What began with subtle reminders that she was at best an interloping outsider amongst Manhattan's fashion aristocracy rapidly devolved into a frenzy of violation after social violation until gala overseers were left with no choice but to make the virtually unthinkable call to physically remove her from the premises. I've been attending this incredible exhibition of high couture brilliance for over 25 years, and I have never witnessed such a brazenly attention-seeking display of tacky impropriety from a D-list celebrity guest quite like the petulant spectacle Meghan unleashed, recounted longtime Vogue editrix Danielle Parkhurst. The sheer audacity she exhibited repeatedly flaunting decorum and protocol was appalling enough. But by the crescendo when she was literally clawing at Anna Wintour to listen to her deluded ramblings, the museum staff on site mercifully had to draw the line before she single-handedly soiled the Met's legendary prestige beyond repair. For the greater part of the evening's red carpet pre-show, Markle had been coolly working her famed zillion-watt Hollywood smile in the face of politely muted greetings from the institution's inner circle. Despite making her grand arrival staged for maximum camera coverage alongside a bevy of high-wattage celebrity voguing chanters, the California-based former cable TV actress found herself largely upstaged upon actually entering the hallowed museum walls. Royal admirers such as Blake Lively and Tory Burch blithely paid her little mind as flashbulbs were prioritizing more enduring Met icons. And as soon as the receiving lines processed through into the exhibition spaces, reports indicate the royal renegade almost immediately began slipping into manufactured dramatics and celebrity clout-chasing behavioral meltdowns. It seemed like she very strategically waited for the brief VIP reception attending moguls like Anna, Tom Brady, Elon Musk and the like before really turning on the waterworks, continued Parkhurst, whose own attempted intervention to dial down the Markle mayhem around exhibit unveilings only seemed to exacerbate her needier tendencies. At first it was just more of that saccharine Meghan word vomit verbal onslaught about her brave truth-telling stories of royal trauma trying to monopolize important conversations. But then it cascaded into increasingly histrionic outbursts as she started trying to physically insert herself into literally every photo op she caught wind of. According to multiple eyewitnesses, the former Suits actress spent the better part of the gala's opening ceremonies manically inserting herself into any private conversation, staged press line, or schmooze session she could interject into, desperate to reanimate herself into a relevant celebrity attraction for the evening. At certain points she was spotted clinging to the arms of the likes of Sydney Sweeney, Robert De Niro, and even Martha Stewart while the stars tried politely prying her off. At others, she was seen dramatically feigning illness or distress while trying to wedge into photo opportunities, only for medics to ultimately clear her as fully physically intact once realizing she was simply bidding for sympathetic attention. It was like watching a kindergartner completely melting down in a very public, very highfalutin setting filled with every major cultural icon on earth, described TV writer Alan Zeman, who watched several cringy scenes unfold at Moët and Chandon's famed minibar setup. Meghan was literally stomping her feet and squealing with indignation anytime someone snubbed yet another of her pseudo-regalian entreaties to be lavishly praised or spotlit. At a certain point poor Drew Barrymore actually took pity on her, only for Meghan to repay her motherly concern by shrieking uncontrollably in her face when the photographers left after a few cursory snaps. Eyewitness accounts from staffers and attendees suggest the former Duchess kicked her self-produced hysterics into full soiled meltdown once the lights actually dimmed on the night's formal exhibition kickoff. While Hollywood's finest settled reverentially into taking in the breathtaking visual narratives woven through creative director Karl Lagerfeld's final production eulogy celebrating the love and renewal after life theme, Markle persistently triggered disruption after disruption angling for precious attention. First she allegedly interrupted Lagerfeld's biographical overture repeatedly shouting, "But what about my truth, my lived experience?" when any passing royal reference was made, only to be physically restrained from rushing the stage. Then, as the exhibition's climactic unveiling commenced, multiple reports indicate Meghan scurrilously attempted upstaging the momentous high art reveals by stripping off her own designer cape and undulating around in an awkward bodiced gown while wailing attention-seeking vocal runs and shouting racial grievances. I literally had to pinch myself because even from my opera-level private viewing box, I could make out Meghan doing this bizarre faux traumatized striptease in the middle of everything to redirect all eyes toward her own sad little decoy performance, recounted anonymous real estate heiress Sharon Von Feinstein, an annual gala benefactor. Then when security tried calming her down by politely shooing her out of the center ring, she started screaming, "My truth. My voice. You're silencing my lived experiences," over and over until the murmurs of confusion from the crowd basically drowned out the entire unveiling. Indeed, multiple first-hand accounts indicate Markle's progressively more lurid attention-hijacking cries from the exhibition floor necessitated emergency main corridor security protocols virtually unheard of during the gala's 64-year history. Backstage managers and medical personnel were activated upon reports that the former Duchess appeared to be experiencing some sort of mental health emergency based on her manic mannerisms repeatedly cutting off the main program. Volunteers staffing the night's philanthropic operations were even evacuated from work areas due to Markle's vocal wailings growing only more erratic and unintelligible scene by scene. At one point I heard these piercing shrieking howls cutting through the orchestral musical movements almost like a paranormal omen levitating through the building, only to see this crazed woman clawing herself up from a fetal position amid classical performers, described anonymous Met usher Darnell Birdsong, who was among the first staffers to identify the source of commotions plaguing the rarefied evening. She was basically having some sort of psychotic break, clambering about erratically ranting things like, "The firm silenced me," and "My babies were never protected." Then she started improvising some kind of slam performance about being the reincarnation of Princess Diana manifesting her spirit and reckoning against the crown's oppression. Video footage from the scene confirms at least one medical team was requested to subdue and potentially sedate Markle after her climactic outburst reportedly included an attempt to physically subdue Vogue impresaria Anna Wintour in order to recite some sort of manifesto against the media as well as royal establishment. Eyewitnesses also report she scattered stacks of glossy literature across the prized exhibition space while incoherently rambling about being an freed at last truth martyr. By the time gala security teams coordinated with overseers to restore order, the main program celebrating fashion's greatest achievements had been derailed for nearly an hour, as the disgraced Duchess was finally forcibly carried out the venue's main entrance while peeing herself, according to museum support personnel on the scene. All told, staffers estimate she single-handedly disrupted over $4 million worth of entertainment, production, and philanthropic programming while necessitating emergency medical response. "I thought for sure we were experiencing some kind of in-character staged performance channeling the excesses of your garden variety Sia, maybe Kanye shenanigans on bath salts," said longtime Met fixture Emmanuel Marcus of the night's nadir. Little did any of us realize this was the sad, desperate meltdown of a